Tennessee basketball post player JP Estrella is going to miss the rest of the 2024-25 season. He's going to get surgery on his left foot. It's been a lingering injury. He sent out a post on social media. I'm just going to read the comment to you guys real quick. Vol Nation, I'm disappointed to share with all of you that, unfortunately, my 2024-25 season is over. I will be getting surgery on my left foot. This has been a lingering injury, and it's important to get it addressed. While I'm saddened that I won't be able to compete the remainder of the season, I remain so excited to be a part of this program and will do everything I can to support my brothers as we continue to work towards our goals. I'm grateful for the support of my coaches, training staff, teammates, and family. I'll attack my rehab process and be back better than ever next season. In the meantime, I can't wait to see all of you at Food City Center and share a whole bunch of W's with you. Go Vols, JP Estrella. Look, guys, I'm one of the highest people on Tennessee basketball. JP Estrella has been one of the great development stories of Rick Barnes. There was a belief that he was going to turn into a star as he looked very strong down the stretch last year. So, yeah, this is actually kind of a devastating injury for Tennessee. I'm not going to deny it. I'm not going to lie. This is a devastating injury. I don't think he would have been a starter, but he's a very good reserve big off the bench. Does it eliminate the goals for Tennessee this year or what's possible? No. Felix Opera and Igor Milicic Jr. are still the heart and soul of the interior. Okay, Opera is Jonas Adu with more mental toughness, if I'm being honest with you. Igor Milicic Jr. has more finesse than anybody. As a matter of fact, Igor Milicic Jr. was a huge get and is the reason Estrella is not as big of a loss, because he can stretch the court in a way that just wasn't possible back in the day. So I have to be honest, it's not the best, but when you have three bigs, you can still be in a good situation. So JP Estrella going down is definitely not good news for Tennessee basketball. I'm not going to pretend it is. But the truth be told, I do think Tennessee can overcome it with their situation. So where do they go from here? How does Tennessee move on from JP Estrella being hurt? There's a lot of ways that they can manage this. Obviously, like I told you, Felix Opera and Igor Milicic Jr. are the main ones. They're the ones who have to really, really, really step up now. I don't know if they will, but they do. They have to step up now, and that's going to be the big part for them. Then the guards are just going to have to stand in. The guards are going to have to step up and be stars in this game. They're going to have this Tennessee team is guard-driven. These are the only three bigs left on the team, Milicic, Phillips, and Opera. So in reality, Rick Barnes is going to have to go more small ball and play a lot better with his guards. But hey, you know what? Maybe that's what he should be doing anyway. Okay, we've been talking about this for a while, that Rick Barnes doesn't play enough small ball. That's his old, it's a little old school style of his. So truth be told, maybe Rick Barnes will play more tempo. He's probably going to go more four-guard sets now with JP Estrella out because, again, he can only play three true bigs at a time. So Tennessee's size advantage is not what they had hoped it would be, but that doesn't actually mean that this season is over. Okay, it doesn't. I don't panic yet. That's all I could really say about that. Portions of the program are brought to you by the UPS Store Hardin Valley, helping individuals and small businesses, wide range of products and services, locally owned and operated. UPS Store in Hardin Valley. Again, with the JP Estrella issue, Tennessee has been looking good so far without him as it is. I think there are a lot of things going on that Tennessee can work around. If everybody else can stay healthy, they can manage to cover for him. So what are they going to do then? I told you guys, Rick Barnes is going to play a little small ball. I think what's also going to happen is when Darlington Dubar gets fully healthy and is ready and back and able to go, he's not unhealthy. He's just been dealing with a personal issue. But when he's ready to go, I think they're going to move him down into the post a little bit. Dubar is 6'6", 220. He could probably play the stretch four given that size. So I think a lot of times when Rick Barnes does go small, he'll have Darlington Dubar at the four. So we're going to see how that works out. But largely, he's probably just going to alternate in a three-man rotation between Cade Phillips, Felix Opera, and Chaz Lanier. I don't think this is the absolute worst thing that could have happened to Tennessee basketball. I really don't. I think Tennessee will end up being okay with despite the JP Estrella injury. But I'll be honest with you, it's not something you hoped for. A lot of what I was talking about with Tennessee was how good they look was with the caveat of that's also because they don't have Darlington Dubar back ready to go. They do now, but they don't have him at full strength, and they don't have JP Estrella fully healthy. It looks like they're never going to have JP Estrella fully healthy. So that's a big loss. Our thoughts are with JP Estrella. He's still going to be a great development project for Rick Barnes. I mean, Rick Barnes develops, we always talk about his guard play and the guards he gets, but he does develop bigs very, very well too. And I think he's going to develop JP Estrella over time. And honestly, this is just an extra year for JP Estrella to develop. And as mentioned, Cade Phillips has improved a lot, truth be told. And Cade Phillips, I believe, was more highly touted than JP Estrella. So I think this is a big deal. I think Cade Phillips could, it's just time for him to step up. Just recently, he had a game where he scored double figures. That was against Baylor, where he had 11 points. So I think if he can do that, and against Austin Peay, he managed to score 13 points. So Cade Phillips is showing a lot of promise. He's now going to log even more minutes. So it's not all bad for Tennessee. Injuries happen. Rick Barnes has depth. Rick Barnes has talent. He's still got the offense and the scoring he needs. He's got everybody in his starting five. So while this is a big loss in terms of what Tennessee hopes is an extra weapon, it's not a loss in terms of the matchups that will cost them in the NCAA tournament. And I think that's what's important to remember, is that JP Estrella, Tennessee needs JP Estrella to Tennessee could use JP Estrella, but doesn't need him that desperately. So that's what I think is going to happen. I think Tennessee will be fine long-term as the rest of their players mesh, but it does complicate the path just a little bit in hopes of trying to win an SEC or national title, as Rick Barnes is trying to get his first ever national title. We still don't know if he will get it, but he could get close, and having JP Estrella could have helped with that, but he does not have JP Estrella now. So I think the way the bench is going to go, the starting five is still fine. You're talking Zakai Ziegler, Chaz Lanier, Igor Milchik Jr., Jemai Mashak, and Felix Opera. Jemai Mashak's at the 3, Milchik at the 4. And then coming off the bench, you'll have Jordan Gainey, Darlington Dubar is getting worked in, Cameron Carr, who is also banged up, is going to get worked in. But Cameron Carr is hurt right now too. So here's the only drawback on this, and this is a big one, is Cameron Carr being hurt too is going to have Tennessee playing very thin for a little while. Tennessee's probably only going to go 8 deep for a period of time. And I think I just named you the starting 5. Off the bench, you're going to have Cade Phillips. You're definitely going to have Jordan Gainey. And then Darlington Dubar would be your third option off the bench. So that's how deep you'll go. You'll go 8 deep with the injuries you have right now. And Bishop Boswell has shown some promise. A lot of people are excited, but I need to see more. So they could go 9 deep. And Bishop Boswell could develop in that scenario, which is what you want November for. But Cameron Carr being out does complicate this a little bit, but that could help Tennessee again come January as they try to work things out. Cameron Carr, as you guys know, it was announced, is going to miss a period of time. That came out last week, and that was a little bit more of it's a thumb injury. He's going to miss 4 to 6 weeks due to a thumb injury.